Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn GCP with Mahesh. In our today's video in Think and Design in GCP video series, the question is something like this. You as a cloud architect need to help the developers connect to a CloudSQL instance. For the demonstration purpose, let's assume it is MySQL. The same you should be able to do it with MySQL or like Postgres or SQL Server. So you need to help the developers connect to CloudSQL instance, which is having only private IP address. It is not having any external IP address. That is a key thing from their development environment, which is basically their laptops, which is connected to either to the corporate network, which is their office Wi-Fi, or it will be connected to their home Wi-Fi network. So this is the condition, and you cannot use external IP address. The Cloud SQL instance cannot have external IP address. So how will you configure the MySQL connection in the developer's laptop? So that is a question. So as usual, pause the video, think about the solution, and let me know the solution in the comment section. And I have a possible solution, which may not be one of the best solution, but a possible solution. Let me walk you over that solution. All right, before we get into the actual implementation of the solution part of it, I just wanted to show you what is the current VPC setup and the firewall setup. So this is my VPC. I have two VPC, one in Mumbai, one in Singapore. And if you click on the firewall rules, you'll come to know I have limited firewall rules only to ping and SSH, nothing else. Now what we'll do is we'll create two stuffs. One is a Cloud SQL instance, basically a MySQL instance with only private IP address, and we will use a virtual machine which is having only private IP address. This is our key to connect. That is the whole purpose. So let's try to do both the stuff. So let's create a Cloud SQL instance, basically with private IP address only. I have already done this demo how to create a Cloud SQL instance with only private IP address. But let me, for the completeness of the demo, I am going to show you the entire thing. So call it as Cloud SQL hyphen internal IP, just a name, and let me give a password, and let's make it in Mumbai as usual how I do it. So let's try to do it in Mumbai, and let's use Mumbai A zone. So this is the next important part which you need to configure. The one which you need to configure is the connectivity. So when you click on the connectivity, please uncheck public and make sure it is only private. And I have already configured the peering part, which I have already explained in one of the initial videos. I'll put the link in the description. You can see that. In the interest of time, I have just skipped that part. So where it will just pop up a screen where you need to enable certain APIs. It will take a couple of minutes. That's the only thing which I have skipping here. Everything else is a live demo. So click on close here. And since I'm doing a demo, I don't want to incur more cost. I want to use my free tier account effectively. I'm going to use the lowest machine type which is available. Let me select that. Just being a cost sensitive stuff. That's the only thing. And since it's a demo, HDD is good enough for me to show the part. So all good. So the only thing which is important is make sure the private IP option is turned on. That's the key part, nothing else. So let's go ahead and click create, and by the time this Cloud SQL instance gets created, what we'll do is in the interim we'll go and create a virtual machine with only private IP address. So let it get created. So let's go to our virtual machine screen, click on create instance, and we'll name it as something like connect MySQL, and let's make sure it is in the same region. This is one of the prerequisite. You need to make sure it is in the same region, which is Mumbai. So let me call it as connect hyphen MySQL, and my default setting is always in Mumbai, so that's the thing which it comes up automatically. Now let's make it, because it's only for connectivity purpose, let's make it micro. That should be good enough. We can use Debian. All things are good. The only change which you need to do is go to networking. Under networking option, make sure you turn off the external firewall rule, external IP address, my bad. Turn this off so that it will only have internal IP address, no external IP address. So that's the thing. So click on create. Let's wait for this to come up. Let's see whether our Cloud SQL instance has provision. No, it is still going on. And if you come to your virtual machine, because virtual machine gets provisioned in less than 30 seconds, you should have the virtual machine up and running. You see that you have only internal IP address, the external IP address is none. So let's wait for the Cloud SQL instance to come up. Virtual machine is up. Cloud SQL instance is still coming up. And this entire demo, right, I'm trying to do it as a owner. So if you click on this, you see my user is demo.gcp2020. Just to make it very clear, crisp, if I just go to Cloud IAM and see what is the role which I have, I just wanted to show you that. So the role is basically a owner role. So uh, which is something very privileged. So in the tomorrow's video where I'll try to show something very similar, but I'll try to use a principle of least privilege. To start with, let's just use owner role so that we know what are the procedures. Then we can go to the option of principle of least privilege. If you see here, this is the user demo.gcp 2021. If you see, I'm the owner. So that is just a prerequisite, so that I just wanted to make sure you can also try to use the same thing in your instance. So let's just see whether our Cloud SQL instance has come. No. Let me just pause the video. Once it comes back, I'll continue. All right, the Cloud SQL instance with only private IP is created, and you see there's no public IP address. It's only private IP address. So that's the thing. Now the next step is how do you connect and do an option where you can set up a connection in the developer's laptop. So let's treat my laptop as a developer's laptop in this case. So the first thing which I need to do is click on this drop down, and you will have an option to view gcloud command. Just click on this and copy this text. Let me paste this text in a notepad. So just to show you what is really happening. So you need to have gcloud beta commands enabled when you install Cloud SDK on your laptop. And I'm going to connect to this machine, connect-mysql, and I'm using identity aware proxy option. So I have done a couple of videos on this. I'll also put that link in the description if you want to know what is this all about. All good. So this is where you can use your Cloud SDK to connect it from your laptop. This is all works. But one thing which you need to do is via this virtual machine, you want to connect to the Cloud SQL instance. So for that, what you can do is you can just copy this IP address. This is the internal IP address. Let me just copy this. Now here I'm going to add a small option here where I'm just adding this flag -L. So I'm doing a port forwarding, meaning in my local system, I'm going to listen on port 8080, which is nothing but the internal IP address of our private Cloud SQL instance, and the MySQL instance port is by default is 3306. So in my local, I'm going to listen on 8080. So if I connect to my SQL instance using localhost 8080, I should be able to connect to my Cloud SQL instance. That is the key here. So what we'll do is we'll just try to copy this and run this in a command prompt. All right, I am in my command prompt. So just to show you what is the configuration which I have done. So I'm just going to show you the config just to indicate what is the project, everything. So just wanted to show you that. If you see, I'm using the same owner user and project is this one. And the command which we need to use is this one, which we just copied from our notepad++. Now try to connect it. If you do this, what happens is it will open up a putty window, and in the putty window it will show you have connected successfully, and it will also there will be a port forwarding to this specific IP address. So let's hit on enter, and I don't want to pause this video, I just wanted to show you live. So let's wait. There would be a couple of seconds which you need to wait. So let's see. You see this putty window is coming up. So let's wait for that. Okay, first time I'm doing it, so let me just connect it. All good. So let me just increase the font size so that you can see it better. So change the settings, go to font or appearance, change the font. Just wanted to show you everything live. So there could be a slight extension, so that's fine. So yes, 14 should be good. All good. So what you see is a putty window, and the most important thing is right click on this title bar and go to event logs. When you click on event logs, you will see a screen. Scroll down, you will see the local port 8080 is been forwarded to this IP address and this port. This is nothing but our MySQL instance. Now, job done. What we need to just do is we need to see how we can connect to our Cloud SQL instance. Let me do something like this. All right, I have put the screen back to back so that you can see this is really a live demo. So I just connected. So this is what you see. It is port forwarded. Everything is good. So in my local system, I'm just going to do something like this. MySQL-H localhost, and it is going to be port 8080 and the user. So let's try to do it. And the moment I connect it, you should see a entry here. You see this? I've successfully connected. So now if I want to see the database, I can just do everything there. Databases, it will show me. Now let me just quit. I just wanted to show you the moment I quit, the connection gets closed. Just to show you that this is really a live one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this and try to connect with a different port. I just wanted to show you that liveness there. Let me just close this. So here what we'll do is we'll now again connect with maybe some weird number, 80, 90 would be good. So let's try to connect. Now this time let's see what happens. It should again connect to the putty window. All good. And let's wait for that event log to be seen. So that will give us a confirmation. So if you see the event log, this time it is all good. Now it's not port 8080 but port 8090. So let me just do this part. Just close this. So just do this here, not here, this one. Okay, just connect this one. Okay, I just need to get, yeah. All good. So on my right, on my left, I have the clouds, the putty window. On my left, or sorry, on my right, I have my MySQL terminal. So now I'm just going to change this to 8090. The moment I do it, on your left hand side, you should see a connection getting established. Enter the password. Okay, maybe the password was wrong. All good. I have connected successfully. Now I can do the same command. Databases. All good. Now if I do /q, the connection would be closed. So that's the option where you just need to use Cloud SDK with beta command enabled and just do this port forwarding. The key part is this flag -L in the local machine to which port you want to forward, and just mention the IP address of your uh, Cloud SQL instance, which is the private IP address. That's it, job done. And only thing is that what I have done is I have used my owner role and have done everything. So in tomorrow's demo, I'm going to show the same thing where we will use it as a lower user, like with principle of least privilege applied, not giving everybody owner user, and without giving owner you role, how can you achieve it? So just a quick recap. So how we were able to achieve is using Cloud SDK with beta command installed, beta commands enabled, and we just used that flag which I showed, --space-L, the port and the port where you want to get forwarded, the IP to which you want it to be forwarded. So that's the video which I wanted to share today. Thank you for watching.